everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brina. I'm super excited to have you here today. I'm going to be doing the very appropriately named Coffee and Books tag. My mug here filled with hot chocolate and caramel Folgers coffee, which is probably my favorite way to make coffee. It gives it such a chocolatey essence, especially when you do it with like a caramel base or a peppermint base. It's so good. But let's just get straight in onto these questions because I'm super excited. Literally, is this not the perfect tag for my channel? Is it not? Right? So first one is black coffee. Name a series that's super hard to get into but has some hardcore fans. For this one, I chose The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I had a super hard time getting into this series personally, but I know some people who would ride or die for this series. They love it. I know this book is really good. I've heard it has, when we get into the shadow hunters and stuff like that, if I remember, that's the same kind of series author of book. People ride or die series. They absolutely love it. I couldn't get into it. I wasn't a fan, which was super disappointing for me. Next is a peppermint mocha. Name a book that gets more and more popular around the festive time of year. The first one I chose was 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I believe this book gets more popular around the festive time of year just because it's set during Christmas time and she's set on all these blind dates and she's going to all the festive dates. So that might have something to do with it, but not 100% sure. And the next book I have, which I actually don't own a copy, is Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, I believe her name is, and there's another author, I just cannot remember her name. This book gets so popular around the festive time of year, but I never hear anybody talk about it any time else of the year. Never. Literally just around the Christmas time of year. Next is hot chocolate. What is your favorite children's book? So I'm gonna pull out the Christmas books here. My favorite children's book is The Polar Express, which is actually my favorite movie as well. I absolutely love the story. I love the setting of it. Can you imagine being a child and getting waken up in the middle of the night by a train that, first of all, there's no tracks on your street. Second of all, it's gonna take you to visit Santa at the North Pole. That's amazing. And for me, it's so magical. It's just, I love it. I cannot describe how much I love it. And people are like, oh, but that's really creepy. That's a really creepy movie. I love it. It's so magical for me. There is a scene that gives me the heebie-jeebies when they're like teetering off the edge. No ma'am, get out of here. The next question is a double shot of espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And for that one, I chose Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This book, I flew through it. It was so good. I really liked how we went from the past of living in the home to the present of trying to figure out what happened in the home. Really enjoyed that aspect. I think Riley Sager is probably my favorite thriller author of all time. His writing keeps you on edge, keeps you wanting to finish it, and I absolutely loved it. It was definitely one of those books that I will recommend continuously throughout my life. I've actually already lended this book to like 2 different people. I rave about it. Coffee isn't cool enough to drink yet. I'm afraid to drink it. Okay, I'm not gonna. Next is Starbucks. Name a book you're seeing everywhere. And for that one, I chose Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Garcia. I've been seeing this book everywhere. Every recommendations video I've been watching, every reading vlog, someone's been reading it. I don't know if it's because it's the spooky time of year or if it's just because everybody's been enjoying it. I don't know, but I hear this book is super weird, super spooky, like perfect for fall and spooky season. So I'm really excited to finally get my hands on it because I need a weird book in my life. I need a weird book with weird characters doing weird things, and I don't know, it just seems like such a great time. Next one I have is that Hipster Cafe. Name a indie book author. So the only one that came to mind when I did this without looking was 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. She actually is an indie author. She actually published this herself, and I absolutely liked this book a lot. And everybody is like, you're either on the 50 Shades train or you're off the 50 Shades train. I don't think the S&M representation was correct at all, but I just like the story. I like the movie. You're telling me when they get off on that helicopter and Love Me Like You Do starts playing, you don't get the chills, because I like it. I forced my fiance to go see it with me in theater. Do I have any shame about it? No. E.L. James is the one I picked. I loved her 50 Shades trilogy. I did not enjoy the Mr. Couldn't get into that. Next one is Oops, I Accidentally Got Decaf. Name a book you expected a lot more from. And for that one I chose Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. I expected this book to be so good. Like when you hear, oh, this story is about a marriage gone sour and the couple is trying to kind of rekindle not only their relationship but their love for each other, you're like, oh, that sounds super interesting, because that's really something a lot of people go through. Not only divorce, but trying to rekindle that romance after the like marriage or just long after they started dating dating because you know each other, and I think it's important to like rekindle that romance that you always had. So I definitely expected a lot more from this book. It was very bland, very boring. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the author really focused in on the sexual aspect of their story, and really that was the only thing that kept them coming back to each other, which was super sad for me. I don't think that was something that should have been pointed out as much. I think we really should have focused in on why they became a relationship and why they loved each other in the first place. That was just, I was so disappointed with this book. If you watch my reading vlog for this, you know that it took me a good month to finish this book, and it's not that long. It just, the story drug, plot was iffy, and it wasn't a fan. And next is The Perfect Blend. Name a series that is sour but sweet. And for that one, I'm sure you all know I chose Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. I am on the 5th book of the series, and it is so bittersweet. People die, people disappear, people never come back, fall in love with characters and they never come back, but you have these super sweet moments between Ron and Harry because they're best friends, or Ron and Hermione because they're falling in love, or you have the very sour relationship between Pansy and Draco, or you have the very adorable relationship between Madame Maxine and Hagrid. And I absolutely loved this book so far. It is definitely something that I will pass down to my children. It is such a magical story with ups and downs and twists and turns, and Harry is just trying to find his place in this wizard world, and I love it. I will rave and rave and rave it. I gotta stop talking about it or I will just keep going. Alright, that is all for the coffee and books tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed getting to know me and the books I want to talk about. I really hope that you thought this was the perfect tag for me because coffee, my cat is over there in my computer chair, and books we just talked about. If you did like this video, make sure you give it a super big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below and tell me if you've read any of these books, what books you think would fit these categories a little bit better. If you do this video, please tag me in it. I would love to see it. The people I tagged are down below in the description and in the comment bar. If you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday, and all of them are bookish videos, which is super awesome. Make sure you hit that little bell notification beside it to get notified every time I upload. We have exciting things coming in December, which will be totally fun. I'm super excited, and I know you are too. And I hope you guys are having a super great November, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost.